Hello, my name is Stephen and I'm a PhD student at Barts in the London Medical School, which is part of Queen Mary University of London. I'm going to move to the first question. Tell us a little about your role and company. Well, for those of you that aren't aware, a PhD is often the highest level of degree which is offered by an academic establishment, and unlike most other degrees, it's a research-based degree. So you'll carry out research for a period of 3 to 4 years, and this will culminate in the production of a thesis, which is essentially a document that will describe your research, and it could be anywhere up to 100,000 words in length. Now, my own PhD project focuses on understanding the very early stages of esophageal cancer, and to do so, I study an exceedingly rare condition known as tylosis. Now, one of the beautiful things I think about a PhD is that it's a self-driven piece of research. And so I have a great deal of freedom to pursue different avenues of thought and different avenues of research. And in short, I love it, and perhaps you would love a PhD too. I'm going to move to question 2. What attracted you to the role and industry? Well, to get to that point, I first need to tell you that I initially studied for a degree in pharmacy and not, as you might expect, a straight biology degree. Now, it became abundantly clear throughout my degree that this was not a career that I was particularly interested in pursuing. And so how did I change and move into medical research? Well, in short, I was inspired, and this was from a final year lecture that I attended during my pharmacy degree. And this lecture focused on stem cell research, and in particular focused on the groundbreaking work of the Japanese scientist Shinya Yamanaka. And for this work, he actually won the Nobel Prize in 2012. And if you've got a spare few 5 minutes after this, please look this guy up. It's really interesting. And this inspired me because this work showed me the incredible impact that medical research can have on patient lives. And so after my degree, I did a short stint as a pre-registration pharmacist, and throughout that period I rotated on oncology wards and became increasingly interested in cancer biology. And so I left pharmacy and I went back to education, and I studied for a master's degree in cancer biology, and this was at Barts Cancer Institute, which is part of Queen Mary University of London, and I haven't looked back since. So question 3. What pathways are there to get into the role? Well, the minimum requirement you'll need to get into a PhD programme will be an undergraduate degree, and this will be in a relevant subject for your topic of research. Now, some PhD supervisors do prefer their applicants to have master's degrees, but this is by no means a prerequisite to get onto a PhD programme. And actually, this moves me quite nicely onto question 4 here, and that's what key qualities are employers looking for? Now, if you want to get into a PhD programme, I have 3 top tips for you. The first being show academic achievement. And be this in your undergraduate degree or in your master's degree. Secondly, get some relevant experience. Now, if you're applying for a lab-based PhD, make sure that you have some experience in a lab and you can demonstrate some lab-based techniques. However, now plenty of biology degrees have a computational aspect or are completely computational, and if that's the case, make sure you can show some computational experience, and particularly in programming in R or the Python languages. And finally, show your, I think this is actually the most important point here, show your curiosity and passion for your PhD topic. This is a real selling point to PhD supervisors, and it's incredibly important if you want to succeed in your PhD. Make sure you can show interest to research this PhD topic for the next 3 or 4 years of your life. And moving on finally to question 5. Describe a typical day or week at work. And as I previously said, a PhD is a self-driven piece of work, and so I decide my schedule on a week-by-week basis, and it's incredibly varied. So this will change week by week. So for some weeks I could be very lab focused and be performing experiments in the lab and generating new data, and other weeks I may be on the computer where I'll be analysing data or mining different data sets, or I may be writing, and I could be writing a section of my thesis, for example. It's increasingly varied, and if you are interested in a particular academic area and you'd like to direct research in that academic area and you'd like to direct your own research there, then a PhD might be the perfect option for you. It certainly was for me. And thank you very much for listening.